6 months ago, I made the craziest decision of my life. I spent 87,000 euros buying the 5 cars that everyone says are garbage. The ones with the worst reviews on the internet. The ones mechanics look at you badly just for mentioning them. And you know what? I wanted to know the truth. Because I'm tired of everyone repeating the same thing without actually testing it. So I bought them, all 5, and for 6 months I've thrashed them. Between all of them, they've done 42,000 kilometers. City, highway, road. The typical thing anyone would do with their car. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. The real breakdowns. The real money spent on repairs. And I'll tell you something that blew my mind. One of these 5 cars turned out to be surprisingly good. Stick around until the end because car number 5 left me completely amazed. It's not what you expect at all. Before starting, let me explain how I set up this experiment because I didn't cheat. I bought all 5 cars used, between 1 and 3 years old, and between 15,000 and 40,000 kilometers. I paid normal market prices, no weird deals or crashed cars. Real intensive use. Each car has done at least 7,000 kilometers in these 6 months. I haven't kept them in the garage as decoration. I've really used them. And most importantly, correct maintenance according to manufacturer's manual. If the manual says oil change every 15,000 kilometers, it's done. No negligence to force breakdowns. That would be cheating. I've documented absolutely everything. From a blown fuse to any weird noise. Everything noted, everything with invoice, everything with photos. And now, yes, let's go with the 5 condemned. Car number 1, Nissan Qashqai 1.3 TCE 2023. I paid 24,500 euros for it. It had 22,000 kilometers when I bought it. Why does everyone hate it? That 1.3 turbo engine it shares with Mercedes has a horrible reputation. That the turbo fails prematurely, that it consumes oil, that the timing chain causes problems. Basically, it's the devil according to the internet. I've put 8,400 kilometers on it in these 6 months. And now comes the good part, the real breakdowns it's had. In the 2nd month, the check engine light came on. I got scared, I won't lie. I read the code, P0420, low catalyst performance. I thought, here it is, the party starts. Turns out it was the oxygen sensor that was dirty. I cleaned it myself, 0 euros. The problem disappeared and hasn't returned. In the 4th month, I started noticing oil consumption. In 5,000 kilometers, it drank 0.8 liters. And look, the manual says up to 1 liter every 5,000 is normal. Technically, it's not a breakdown, but dude, an almost new car that drinks oil. Bad sign. In the 5th month, strange turbo noise when accelerating hard. That noise that makes your hair stand on end. I took it to the shop running. Turns out the turbo pressure hose had a small crack. Hose replacement, 140 euros. And in the 6th month, the start-stop system suddenly stopped working. I did the battery reset and that's it, problem solved. 0 euros. Total spent on repairs, 140 euros. Real consumption has been 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers in mixed use. Nissan promised 6.1, lie like a cathedral. So, is it as bad as they say? Well, look, not yet. But the signs are there. That oil consumption worries me a lot. That the turbo has already made strange noises with only 30,000 total kilometers doesn't please me either. Would I recommend it? Hell no. I think the problems are starting. I'm convinced that when this car reaches 80,000 or 100,000 kilometers, it's going to cause big trouble. And when it does, the repair is going to be very expensive. My rating, a 4 out of 10. Now it works, okay, but it's a time bomb. Car number 2, Jeep Compass 1.3 GSE 2024. This cost me 26,800 euros. I bought it with 18,000 kilometers. Why is it cursed? Because Jeep literally has the worst reliability of all brands in Europe. Electrical problems everywhere. The DCT transmission that's a disaster. And build quality that's pitiful. I've put 7,100 kilometers on it in 6 months. Get ready because this is fun. The 1st month, the Uconnect screen froze on me 3 times. 3. I had to turn off the car and start it again for it to work. I went to the dealership, they did a software update for free because it was under warranty. Did it solve it? Well, kind of. Now it happens only once a month instead of 3. Great, right? 2nd month. The DCT transmission with harsh shifts when starting cold, especially from 1st to 2nd gear, like a jerk that throws you forward. I take the car to the shop and they tell me it's normal in DCT transmissions. But look, I've had a Volkswagen with DSG and it didn't do that. So it's a lie. The problem is still there. 3rd month. The rain sensor stopped working. The windshield wipers no longer activate automatically. The dealer tells me it needs new module. 3 to 80 euros. I decided to live without that function because I'm not paying that. Fourth month. Rattling noise from interior, a noise that drives you crazy. The rear door panel was poorly fitted. I fixed it myself with foam tape. €3. Fifth month. Tire pressure sensor failure. The alert went off all the time even though the pressure was perfect. I tried to reset it, nothing. Shop solution, €220 for new sensor. I completely ignored it. And sixth month oil consumption, 0.4 liters in 7,000 kilometers. It's within normal according to the manual, but dude, it's an almost new car. It shouldn't consume anything. Total spent on repairs, €3 of foam tape. The rest I ignored or was under warranty. Consumption has been 8.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Horrible for a 1.3 engine. So, is it as bad as they say? Yes. Absolutely yes. This car is a quality nightmare. Constant electrical problems, a mediocre transmission that jerks, the interior that creaks and makes noises everywhere. Would I recommend it? Never. Not even for free. It's the typical car that in 5 years is completely destroyed and nobody wants it. My rating, a 2 out of 10. Of the 5, it's the worst by far. Car number 3, Peugeot 3008 1.2 PureTech 2023. This cost me €28,900. It had 24,000 kilometers. Its curse? The 1.2 PureTech engine is famous for breaking the wet timing belt prematurely. It's such a big problem there were class action lawsuits against PSA. I've put 9,200 kilometers on it in these 6 months. And hold on, because this is strong. The first month, the iCockpit system with touchscreen had constant lag. Slow response, frustrating to use. They did a software update and it helped a bit, but it's still slow. Second month, bomb. Metallic noise from engine. I shit myself alive. I took it urgently to the Peugeot shop. Diagnosis, the wet timing belt degrading. With 33,200 total kilometers and already problems. They changed it under extended warranty from the class action. So free. But they left me 5 days without car. Third month. Problems with rear parking sensor. False beeps all the time. Recalibration, €95. Fourth month. And here comes the big one. Turbo with intermittent pressure loss. Code P0299. Turns out the turbo wastegate valve was working badly. Repair, €420. And on top out of warranty because they cataloged it as normal wear. A scandal. Months 5 and 6 without new breakdowns. But living in fear of what breaks next. Total spent, €515. Real consumption has been 7.1 liters per 100 kilometers. This is acceptable. So, as bad as they say, yes, that PureTech engine is total lottery. Some reach 200,000 kilometers without problems. Others die at 60,000. Mine already had belt problem at 33,000 kilometers. That's a horrible sign. Would I recommend it? No. Too much risk. A new engine out of warranty costs you between 8,000 and 12,000 euros. Not worth the risk. My rating, a 3 out of 10. Works for now. Okay, but I don't trust it one bit. Car number 4, Volkswagen Tiguan 2.0 TSI DSG. 2024. This cost me 38,200 euros. I bought it with 15,000 kilometers. Why is it on the blacklist? The DQ500 DSG transmission has history of serious problems, mechatronic failures, harsh shifts, and repairs that cost you between 3,000 and 5,000 euros. I've done 8,900 kilometers in 6 months. And look, this is interesting. The first 3 months, 0 problems. The car worked perfect. Smooth transmission, powerful engine. I thought maybe people exaggerate. Fourth month, first sign. The DSG started giving occasional harsh shift from second to third. Happened once or twice a week. I took it to the shop and they told me it's within tolerance. Okay, let's observe. Fifth month, the problem intensified. Harsh shifts now almost every day, especially with cold engine. They did transmission software update, free because it was under warranty, and it improved a lot. The problem almost disappeared. Sixth month, brake noise, pads with irregular wear. It's common in Tiguan because of its weight. Not a technical breakdown, but annoying. Total spent, €0. Everything covered by warranty. Consumption has been 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. High for what the car is. So, is it as bad as they say? Well, not as much as I expected, truth be told. The DSG does have problems, that's clear, but the software update controlled it quite well. For now. The big question is what's going to happen when it reaches 80,000 kilometers and warranty expires? Because that's where this DSG historically really fails. Would I recommend it? Only if you have extended warranty. Without warranty, it's €4,000 Russian roulette. My rating, a 5 out of 10. decent now, terrifying after warranty. And we reach car number 5, Fiat 500X 1.5 Hybrid 2023. This cost me 19,800 euros. I bought it with 28,000 kilometers. Why the worst, according to everyone? Fiat is synonymous with horrible reliability, problematic electronics, bad build quality, terrible resale. Everyone tells you not to buy a Fiat. I've put 8,400 kilometers on it in these 6 months. And here comes what has me amazed. Breakdowns in 6 months? 0, none, not a single one. Yes, as you hear it, 0 breakdowns. The car everyone says is absolute garbage has been perfect for 6 months. The mild hybrid system works impeccable. The 1.5 Firefly engine goes smooth as silk. The manual transmission is precise. The interior doesn't make weird noises. Everything works. The only complaint I have is consumption, which is somewhat high, 6.8 liters per 100 kilometers for a mild hybrid. Total spent on repairs, 0 euros. Only normal scheduled maintenance. I'm amazed, really. I expected this to be the worst of the 5, the one that would give me most problems, and it turned out to be the most reliable. Does this mean Fiat is now a good brand? Well, not necessarily. Maybe I was lucky, or maybe this specific engine is really solid. Would I recommend it? With caution. My experience has been good, yes, but Fiat's reputation doesn't come from nowhere. There's a lot of history behind it. My rating, a 7 out of 10. Total and absolute surprise. Okay, let's summarize after these crazy 6 months. Total spent on repairs between the 5 cars, 658 euros. Less than I expected, honestly. Ranking from worst to best. In last place, the Jeep Compass. An absolute disaster. 2 out of 10. In 4th place, the Peugeot 3008. Problematic engine that's scary. 3 out of 10. In 3rd place, the Nissan Qashqai. A time bomb. 4 out of 10. In 2nd place, the Volkswagen Tiguan. Decent while you have warranty. 5 out of 10. And in 1st place, surprise, the Fiat 500X. Completely unexpected. 7 out of 10. The most important lesson from all this. Reputations are sometimes completely outdated. Fiat has bad reputation from the 90s and 2000s. But this specific model has been super solid, and the reverse also happens. Volkswagen has reputation of German premium brand, but its DSG keeps giving problems year after year. So don't buy by brand. Buy by specific model and its real history. My plan now is to keep these 5 cars another 6 months more, complete a full year, and we'll see if problems intensify or if everything continues the same. And obviously I'll make update video telling you absolutely everything that happens. Your action plan if you're going to buy a car. Before buying any model, search specific forums for that exact model. Not the brand in general, the specific model and year. Search, for example, Nissan Qashqai 1.3 problems, not just Nissan problems. It's super different. Read real owner experiences, specialized forums, Reddit, Facebook groups of that model. And if you see a pattern of the same breakdown repeated over and over, there you have a huge red flag. Leave me in comments, which of these 5 surprised you most? Do you have any of these cars? Tell me your real experience. Hit like if you want part 2 in 6 months. Share it with someone who's looking at any of these cars right now. The truth always comes out with time. See you.